The most prestigious polo tournament in the United States, the U.S. Open Polo Championship, will soon take place in Palm Beach County, Florida, before enthusiastic polo fans who come from all across the globe to watch this world-famous event. Hi there, I'm Theo Dorsey, your host for the Palm Beaches TV Watch Party series. This year's U.S. Open Polo Championship goes from March 29th to April 23rd in Wellington. Many consider it the high point of our winter polo season. Polo is often called the sport of kings, but here we call it the king of sports. And here's the Polo Life host, Amanda Prince.
The heartbeat of polo is here in Wellington, Florida. Each year from January through April, polo players and fans flock to this horse mecca for world-class competition, facilities, and a lifestyle that's second to none. But all of this didn't happen overnight. The sport of polo began more than 2,000 years ago.
It is said that polo originated in Persia, where Iran is today, at some 200 BC. When soldiers or warriors, when they weren't wielding their swords in battle, they honed their horsemanship skills by playing polo. It gravitated from Persia to India to Great Britain to the United States.
While polo is rooted in royalty, the face of the sport is changing.
Today, we call polo is the king of sports rather than the sport of kings, because the sport of polo is accessible more so than just the elite or the very wealthy.
And it takes a whole lot more than money to play. Hard work, fearlessness, and grit are essential to the sport. Meet one polo player who's making it his mission to master the game.
I think the sport of polo is just full of adrenaline. You're on a horse, you're going around 35 to 40 miles an hour, you're hitting a tiny ball. You are one with the animal when you're on the field. I think no other sport is like polo in that sense.
22-year-old Juan Bellini is a rising star in the world of polo. Born in Argentina and raised in a family of polo players, the sport runs through his blood. It's a passion that drove him to follow in his father's footsteps and turn professional at age 16. In a game where players are ranked on a scale from -2 to 10, Juan is a 4-goal handicap with dreams of becoming one of the best in the business. Realizing that dream requires a tireless commitment to this fast, tough, and dangerous sport. It takes dedication to reach the pinnacle of polo, and that dedication starts early. Before he mounts a horse, Juan awakes to his favorite four-legged friend, his dog Duke. Then it's off to the stable.
I think to be a great polo player, you have to have great knowledge of horses. It's a feeling. Because every horse is different, it's like a different relationship with each horse. It's like if it was another person.
On the field, practice is intense.
Really into deliberate practice. When you see the top players, it's great. You think they have eyes in the back of their head sometimes, and you're like, how did this guy see him? So that's what I want to reach.
You'll also see women playing polo professionally, but it wasn't easy for them to get started in this sport. Here's the story of a pioneering female polo player whose legacy continues to this day.
It was definitely a challenge for women to start playing in those early days because there were so many social taboos. Women, for instance, weren't allowed to ride astride. That was looked upon as being improper, so they were riding side saddle, and it was just a hard time for women in general, and they weren't accepting. You had women who had to fight for the right to vote, so you had to fight for the right to play polo,
In the late 1950s, a young woman named Sue Sally Hale reportedly disguised herself as a man, donning a fake name and fake mustache in order to play polo. Then in 1972, Sue Sally made history, becoming the first female admitted into the United States Polo Association. But it was her daughter, Sunny Hale, who became a pioneer for female polo players around the world.
She was a game changer. She was inspirational, and she had a dream. Sunny wanted to create new friendships, good polo, and shared passions. That was her mission for the girls, which she did.
Born in California, Sunset, sunny Hale rode before she walked. Her love of polo ran deep. Becoming a professional player, polo took Sunny around the world as it does, but it was in Wellington, Florida, where she changed the game forever.
Just always thought there was something special about Sunny. She was like a sister and sometimes like a daughter to me, both. Sometimes she'd be at my house and she'd wake up in the morning and say, Joe, she'd come out of the room, you know how we're gonna change the world today? She says, we're gonna put women's polo on the map. She goes, it's time. And I said, and how are we supposed to do that?
U.S. Polo Association's Open Championship Final. Can Sunny Hale be the first one with her name on the cup?
Sunny became the top-ranked female player in the world. Then in 2000, the famed Adolfo Cambiaso invited Sunny to play on his U.S. Open Championship team.
Congratulations to our Beck.
She was living her dream at that moment. And Adolfo himself will tell you, which he's told me, Sunny had a 10-goal brain. And I don't think you get a bigger compliment than that from the top player in the world.
Sunny Hale, can she pull away from Johnston?
Sunny Hale has had an enormous impact on not just women's polo, but polo around the world. She was the first woman to win the U.S. Open, not just a women's tournament, but to win the United States Open, which is just a monumental accomplishment. She was absolutely the game changer for the way women were viewed in this sport.
Off the field, Sunny created the Women's Handicap, launched the American Polo Horse Association, and established the Women's Championship Tournament, still played in Wellington today.
There's high energy action on the field, but the polo matches can also be very social and a lot of fun for the fans. Take a look at this clip from On the Town in the Palm Beaches with Frank Licari.
Only in South Florida would this be considered a winter sport. As you can see behind me, we're here at the International Polo Club in Wellington, here to find out what the Glitterati do on their pastime on a Sunday afternoon. Where do you have like good seats? Oh, big shot. You get the box seats, that's nice. Yeah, do you really do like polo?
Love polo.
Yeah, do you like polo, the game, or do you like the guys who play polo, or do you like the atmosphere?
All of the above.
Okay.
Our fundamental view was let's create an environment that's a great family environment with a lot of free entertainment. There's a great passion for horses, and the business we're in isn't polo, it's really horses.
Yeah.
Wellington is something we call the equestrian lifestyle destination. Friday nights dressage,
Right.
Saturday nights are show jumping, Sunday polo. Polo, jumping, and dressage contribute over $200 million of economic impact to Palm Beach County, and it's really turned into sort of the place to go in the winter for horse sport.
So what usually happens around halftime during the game is we get to come out and do a little Pretty Woman. We get to stomp the divots. I was told that we were going to be stomping things.
You want the people to come out and sort of stomp those divots back into the ground.
Right, but nobody's stomping. They're just eating ice cream and drinking champagne.
They usually do that in the beginning as they're walking.
I didn't see anybody stomping.
There's a good example of it.
Oh, okay, here's an actual divot. That's a deep one. Do you want to give us a hand, sir? Work the divot, Come on, what are you out here? You came out here just to get a drink? This is what we're supposed to be doing out here. Did you know that?
I know, I've done a couple.
You did them? Oh, nice, thank you for participating. You are the golden voice of the polo, the International Polo Club.
You know, I started in the sport myself as a player in the 60s, and we had a real major growth. Now we're starting to grow again, and we're trying to really build more awareness of the sport.
You get to do this on the weekends. Life is good for you.
It sure is. Anytime you can work at what you love.
For your entire career.
Yeah, it's great.
You guys won, congratulations. Coca-Cola team. How long does it take for you to become this good at this sport?
I started playing when I was 9. We moved here from Nicaragua when I was 7. My father played in Nicaragua, and then we came here. He lived in Wellington. That's when Palm Beach Polo had just opened in 1979.
Sure.
So I was fortunate enough to grow up at the capital of polo in the United States.
That's
so
incredible.
I
have no chance in becoming good at this sport, right? You have to start young. Be honest, right? Because I couldn't start now.
You won't become a pro. I mean, you can become.
My hopes and dreams have just been shattered.
But polo isn't just about having fun. The sport can also give back to the community. Here's Amanda Prince with a look at how a Palm Beach County organization is helping children find hope and a future using polo.
It's Tuesday morning at Vinceremos Therapeutic Riding Center in Loxahatchee. Students from Okehili Middle School are ready to ride. They may not be professional polo players, but when these classmates grab a mount and a mallet, it's pure magic. Vinceremos, which serves people with emotional, cognitive, and physical disabilities, was founded in 1982 with the mission of horses helping people unveil their potential. When Chief Operating Officer Susan Guinan first proposed a polo program here, she faced resistance.
And I remember going to the board of directors and saying, I'd really like to do something with polo, and they all looked at me like I was completely crazy. And I was like, no, we can do this. I know we can do this.
And did they ever?
Oh, this is Sugar. Hey, sir. Hey, Sugar.
How you doing?
Sugar?
Yeah.
With the help of volunteer star professional polo players like Stuart Sugar Erskine, the students first learned to play on foot and then on horseback.
I like to watch their faces when they first get on. When you see a kid react to that for the first time with that little bit of nervousness and you see them enjoy it, I think that's the special thing.
Go, Diane!
Guinan says when these students play polo, their disabilities all but disappear.
Disabilities create a perception, and we're here to change that perception for the parents, for the community, for the rider themselves. When you're an individual and you sit in a wheelchair your whole life and you look up at the world, everything you see is taller than you are. When all of a sudden we're able to put you on a horse and say, okay, everybody, now we're all at the same level.
What do you say to that horse? Walk on. Walk on. Good. Oh, I love that with your hands.
Out here they're practicing following directions. They're practicing sequencing. They have topics for their journal. So a lot of stuff comes back into the classroom.
When I first saw it, I was like, I really don't know how to do this and everything. Like, yep, I'm gonna do this.
For 15-year-old Annabelle Benitez, playing polo is nothing short of a miracle.
This is the first day for Annabelle when she was born. She was preemie, really preemie. She was 21 and a half weeks. And she went in ventilator for 5 months.
Years of medical complications followed.
So Annabelle stopped, eating by mouth and everything go through the G tube until she was 4 years. And this is the first session for her.
The scars eventually healed, but an intellectual disability lingered.
5, 7, 8, 9.
Sometimes she was, come to house and say, Mommy, I cannot understand math. Sometimes she say, Mommy, I cannot read. One time she say, Mommy, I'm a failure. So that hurt my heart, really, really bad.
That all began to change when Annabelle started playing polo. Something about hitting a ball while controlling a 1,000-pound animal makes this super girl a superstar.
It was spectacular.
Nice.
Specifically for Annabelle's the confidence. She is so proud, and I love to see those moments. She comes back and she'll write in her journal, I'm proud of myself. That's huge.
With Annabelle, now I prove it is amazing. All the change what she got in her life is many, many.
It feels proud and excitement.
These horses helping Annabelle and so many others realize nothing is out of reach.
It is so great to see how working with dedicated volunteers, polo horses, and star players can make such a difference in a child's life. You still have time to join us for the thrilling matches and wonderful social experiences that are always part of polo in the Palm Beaches. We would love to have you. Visit thepalmbeaches.tv to watch the full episodes of the shows featured on today's watch party. I'm Theo Dorsey. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you next week.
Every new dawn brings a chance to chart your own course, to delight in the new day's discoveries. Discover joy. Discover adventure. Discover this place. Discover the best of everything. Discover the Palm Beaches.